Fantastic.
Okay, I have
Alright.
my notes. I'm good to go.
You
You
good to
are.
go?
Mhm.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Saturday edition of Recap Thursday.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do these anymore, cause it's been literal years, not
It's
figuratively. It's literal years
hmm
since we've done that. It's gotten to the point where I told you before we started recording that my Skype had to update because we haven't done
It's been so
this
damn long.
in forever.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I guess we can do like a really quick recap of just what's happened between us. Ladies and Scoots first. Ladies first.
um, in my life.
Yeah, the reason why we haven't been around.
Yeah. So, like, what? Yeah. So, what have I been doing? I've been gigging a lot.
Yeah, I've
If you
been
follow
gigging a
my
lot.
Captain Legs page, you will have seen my gig schedule. I'm also part of a passion project for film that my friend is doing, and we're almost done all of the filming, but we're actually doing a scene today, which is why I can't stick around past 11-ish. Oh, just
Raven-ish.
after 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you went on vacation.
I
You
did.
went
I
on
went on a
vacation.
week-long vacation up to a lake, a cabin at a lake, and it was
And you
the
didn't
great.
get killed.
No,
Couldn't.
because I still had cell service, and it wasn't
Oh,
in Colorado in the
yes.
snow.
Or
And
Arizona.
yep, it was good. It was, yeah, there were a lot of people around, but it was also really nice, and to get away was
Yeah.
good.
And I had like during your week long vacation, I had like half a week that I had to myself.
Nice.
That's the reason when you had been like, oh, what are you doing? I was like, I'm free. So I took those like 4 days, and just be the best that I could be. Did a lot of Pokemon going. That was fun.
You have to say the
Uh,
best like no one ever was, Sam, if you're gonna do it right.
what? But fine. Wow. Holy shit.
Come
Roasted.
on.
Roasted. Getting roasted. All right. No, but I've done that. Been working lots and not having anything to do Sunday nights because
Yeah.
there hasn't been anything in Sunday nights, which is
But
perfect.
yeah, but when I got back from vacation, I messaged Sen. I was like, "Hey, want to go shopping with me?" And so we went shopping,
Yeah,
and we just
that's right.
had
That's
yeah,
true.
and we just had a day on Saturday, and then we got invited to oh, okay. We got invited to a D&D session
We
that my
did.
friends were having, and we played some Star Wars D&D, and it
Uh,
was super.
Not Star
Some
Wars
Force.
D&D. It's
Well,
yeah, because we play
Star Wars
Star Wars
tabletop.
D&D.
It
Yeah.
was Force and Destiny. Force and Destiny. Force something Destiny.
That was on you. Anyway, it was really weird dice. It was fancy dice.
Yeah, it had like runes
Uh,
on it,
yeah. I mean,
and
it
you had
was
to
the
like roll
regular
certain
like
colors.
D6 and like
Yeah, they were like
D12
D12s and
dice,
D10s and stuff, but like you had to
like a
um
D10 or D20 dice as well
yeah,
for the
depending
special
on your
bonus.
roll, depended on like the color that you rolled and like how many
Yeah,
if you were
like you
trained
rolled
in
like
it.
you rolled like for yourself and against yourself, and you just hope that the against yourself dice like didn't show up
Yeah.
with anything. I don't know.
And then
It
you
was
can
really
flip
weird, but it was
force
really fun.
points um to sway a situation
Yeah, and
or
also
like
I don't know if it was like for you, but like I've had a chance to have multiple styles of DMing,
yeah.
right? So it was just really interesting getting a look into another D&D group and like what their norms are, cuz like we have
Yeah.
ours and it's probably like super weird for other people,
And there were
but like
so many inside jokes too, and we're like,
oh
well,
man.
that makes sense.
Yeah. You
Now
just
we
kind
know
of
how.
like you just like pick it up and just go along with it and be like, it makes sense to them, and
Yeah.
I mean, we found it funny enough.
It
All
was really
right.
fun. And
Yeah.
afterwards we all like kind of explained they explained their inside jokes,
Yeah.
and we talked about ours too, so it was good. And I did hear back from Eric, and he said that they had that they really liked us and had a
Oh,
lot of
that's great.
fun.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
good.
I told them they sucked. Just kidding.
Yes, yes,
It
that's
was
the way. We are better.
it was a joke. I think I
Speaking.
made Eric cry. I don't know.
Yeah. That's fantastic. It's all good. Anyway, speaking of ours, it's been a long time, but last, if you're watching this in chronological order on the YouTube channel, it was just mere minutes for you guys. We ended our last session face to face with the big baddie.
And Woodside is so very on fire.
So very on fire. All the fire. It's like riding your bikes indoors. I don't know if all right.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
So for anyone who's keeping track of dates, who is probably like
This
nobody,
is
us,
important.
maybe
Yeah,
Senka.
I brought it up like for the first time in 2 sessions. I'm like, I don't know what
What
day
day
is it?
is it? Yeah, it's
To
the
be
night.
fair, we were in jail for like 4 days.
That's true.
So.
You lose track of time in jail.
Yeah.
So it is the night of the 22nd of Mercator.
Mm.
And I think last we checked it was I don't know, 4 days before that, obviously.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so the elf is there. He's standing before us. He has the brains and the crushed skull of the mayor of the town in his fist. And as the invaders stand around the elf, he points at us. Not good things. He's not pointing at us because he's like, hey, they're not finger guns. He's like, go get him. So then Deverell
His
pulls
cadre.
out.
Yeah, there's a cadre
cadre.
of
There's a lot.
elves.
So Deverell then pulls out his bastard sword and tells us to run,
Yes.
sacrificing himself.
Right. Like
For
a
everyone
man should. Like a real man should.
But then, like a real man should. But then Val stands next to Deverell and makes it apparent that she's an elf. She takes down her hood, shows her ears, and then the large elf, it does nothing because the large elf says, "No mercy for traitors, kill them all." And they're like, "Well, fuck." And Val can't talk her way through.
Yeah, there's short back and forth between Val saying that, they're not traitors, that, she was in prison. We were in prison with her because we were helping her. So technically, we're friends of the elves. Does nothing. No. He said, he basically, along the lines of, he told her to run through Kuru when she was scouting out. She didn't, so it's her own fault that she's about to die. Not like she had much choice, because she was still in chains at that point.
Yeah, but the
he's a
fact that he
dick.
told her.
Yeah,
he's
a
yeah.
dick. Yeah.
So then, I mean, Deverell tells her to go.
Yes.
He's like, I'll take care of this myself.
The party actually, there's a small alleyway in between two burning buildings that has a bunch of junk in it.
Right.
And
meanwhile,
Ilyana and Nurhaz are like trying to clear a path so that they can, go because Deverell told them to go. So
yeah. So then, as Deverell's kind of continuing to sacrifice himself. Yeah, he's like, okay, gonna fight all these guys. Probably gonna die, but I'm gonna do it swinging. Holo intervenes. And she says, if you... Did you say this in Elvish? Elven?
No. She was talking to me. Yeah, she was talking to me.
Okay. No?
Oh, what are you saying? Because she told me, you should go too.
Okay. I'm going to say
Alright.
what she says next.
Okay.
So she tells Deverell that he should go too.
Yes.
And she turns to the elf and she says, if you want to get to them, you'll have to go through me.
Yeah, and Hollow
And
has that like calming effect
yeah.
that she has. So Devril really doesn't put up a fight, and
Hmm.
he just goes like that's
Yeah. And then after she says the thing to the elf, he's got his grip on his weapon. It loosens and he says Fathir. I don't know what that means. Nobody knows what that means. So
yeah.
I just
Wait,
have
wait,
that.
wait. Does Val know? Did she pick up on that? I don't think she
She
picked up on it.
I don't think she did. I
Right.
think she had to roll for it and she didn't pick up
Son
on
of
it.
a bitch.
And nobody else knows Elvish. So
Right. Thanks.
that's lost. Maybe we'll find out later. Um yeah, and somewhere someone in the back ranks of the big elf's horde looses an
An arrow.
arrow and
Yeah.
hits Hollow in the shoulder, and
Mm.
she begins to transform.
Just
Um,
just like that.
yeah, and the elf, he turns around to try and figure out who shot her,
Yeah.
and
She leaps
uh,
up
and
on.
she is now
Yeah.
fully transformed. And as he goes to turn, she tackles him and attacks. And the elves are in complete disarray now, with Hollow and the elf locked in combat.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, giving us the window to escape.
Yeah. Nurhaz and Ilyana basically clear a path in the rubble. Everybody goes in, and Nurhaz kicks it and collapses it back as to not be followed from the elves. And the party makes their way towards the northern gate, which we're trying to escape the city from. Everything is burning around us. We're running down the streets, trying to look for horses if there's, just in case there's anyone. And there is a shout that comes from behind. Devril
Shit.
hears it, and his
Yeah. Well, because he shouts Devril's last name.
there's a shout, Maynard, and the party turns around, and it is none other than the Inquisitor Vester. What's his last name?
Vester Mortizen
Mortizen.
and three of his men.
Mordican? I think it's
Mor-
Mordican.
Oh, Mordican. Nope, never mind.
Mordican.
Yep,
Yeah,
the
Mordican.
dot of the I and the
Yeah.
C were connected, and Mordican.
Yeah, Mordican.
Yeah.
The other big bad, but this guy's just a dick.
He's just annoying.
Yeah, he's
He's
just a
following.
dick. And it looks like they have been fighting. He's lost one of his posses. He's lost one of his bowmen. There were two swordsmen and two bowmen that followed him in his gang, and he's lost one of them. And they look like they've been fighting, and they're out of breath. And now that I look back on this, now that I have like 3 weeks to look back at this, when Jeffrey says, it looks like you can outrun them.
We probably
Because
should have outrun
we
them.
probably should have outrun them. But that
Too
ain't
bad.
that ain't how we roll.
No.
And my thought was thinking too, Devril's thoughts were thinking too, was that, he just imprisoned his friends, and he's probably not going to stop chasing us. So he turns to confront the Inquisitor and his posse, and they catch up, and they start this hollering exchange. It's that talk where they are really far apart, but some reason they can hear each other like totally, so
Yeah.
totally okay.
The Inquisitor says something. He says, "You can't escape justice. Surrender now, and I'll treat you to a quick death." And Devril's like, no, that's not no. That's a shitty option.
Mm-mm.
And so then they have like a back and forth. They have a debate on like what justice is.
Yeah. Because Devril is just so sweet. No, so yeah, they talk about it. Devril makes his stance known. That the whole blanket, death sentence for people just being, magic users or elves or whatever, is ridiculous, because you don't kill people just because they could be serial killers in the future. That's just not how it works. this goes like straight against everything that hopefully I've made clear what Devril stands for and like his sense of like white knight justice duty. And so he turns to everyone and says, he's not, he failed them, and he's sorry that they all ended up in jail and that he couldn't protect them. And he wants to make it up to them by fighting this guy. And, you know, he totally understands if they don't stay to help him because like, this is his fault. To which, fuck. Wow. I can't believe names. Tay's character?
Evander?
Evander!
It's been so long. It's been so long that Santa's forgotten everyone's name.
I know. Oh, man. I almost forgot Nerha's names at the beginning of this when I almost choked on his name. But Evander says, "Don't be ridiculous. Like, we're gonna stay with you." So he makes Devril makes a choice. He makes an ultimatum to Vester, and he says, "You know, I still respect your belief." Right, in what you're doing is right, but like, let us go. Like, admit that I'm right because I'm right, and you know, we don't have to fight. Right? That was basically it, right? Like, come on,
just
like, admit that I'm right. Yeah. Just give up and know that it was true, because I thought I was making headway with my passionate speech that I gave him.
Totally.
And he fucking doesn't do it. So Devril says, just so that my conscience is clear, how many of these quote-unquote guilty mages have you put to death? And Vester replies with, not enough. And that's it.
Triggered, and Devril just freaking goes for it, and we roll initiative and fight the guy. But Jeff takes a little while to put the stats together, because he didn't... think that we were gonna fight.
Yeah, going back when he says, "Oh, you can totally outrun them," he didn't think that we would fight them.
That was a big hint, very big.
So while this is going on, and after that exchange, or that answer that Vester gives, Devril does something that he hasn't done by himself or as himself.
That's very true.
Yeah, and I was describing it. While Zyron's kind of rage was more of like psychopath induced, very like serene and laughing maniacally, this is like Southern Preacher fire brimstone rage. Like, this is standard barbarian rage. This is something Evander has seen like multiple times, except not drug induced. And so yeah, Devil rages for the first time. Which is fantastic, and I can't wait until we get the repercussions of this coming.
Thanks.
It's great. Yeah, and we fight him. He goes straight. While we were talking, Val curses Vester, and when initiative rolls, Vester went first, and he took out his medallion, and there was this strange aura that shrouded him, and Val's curse is gone. She finds out that
magic.
Yeah,
freaking hypocrite. What? Who the fuck?
But that's just it. Val tries to sense magic, and she doesn't, which is totally...
So what kind of magic is it? Is it like divine magic?
I don't know. I thought, like, I was under the impression that at the Church of Illumination, it was just hogwash. And, like, Devril has been reading their Bible, and he does, like, he's not a believer. Like, he probably, like, before he died, he was probably an adamant believer, right, of the Church of Illumination. He was a adjudicator. But I don't, like, me personally, and Devril too, like, I was just like, okay, he doesn't believe, right? He just needs to refine his faith. But that just...
Some's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do fight, and it ends with a scuffle between Devril and the Inquisitor, and Devril goes to behead said Inquisitor.
Yeah. I gave him another. Devril actually drops out of rage. Um,
Hmm.
I was able to. I was just gonna kill him if I didn't. So I
Oh
left him
yeah,
the chance. But is able to drop to change and rage and ask the Vester again one more time if he'll see reason. He doesn't. So
nope.
Devril raises up his flaming like bastard sword
Yeah,
and goes to behead him. And this is
yeah,
where Jeff just takes 10 minutes. I think we
yeah.
both
We just
watched the
sat there
VOD.
eating cake, staring at him, and he's like, "Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, sorry." So basically, what happens is that he had to burn a fate point
Yeah.
for the Inquisitor
Yeah.
because he really didn't
You
want this to
loyal.
be an encounter at all. That wasn't his
Yeah,
plan. It wasn't supposed to
no.
be an encounter. So yeah, he burns a fate point um, to keep the guy alive,
Yeah.
and
But um but in order to do so, he actually raises up he with the that Vester gives a burst of energy. He raises up his left arm to block the sword, and I nearly take
gauntleted
off.
though, not
Yeah,
just a
got
not just a
yeah,
bare
yeah,
arm.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I go through the gauntlet and like into him, and I basically like behand him. Like it's
yeah,
hanging
but
on by like
but
the
he
gauntlet.
like as it's like stuck in his arm, he wrenches it, uh, and it tears the sword and Devril attached to the sword to the ground.
Yes, yes,
Um, and then as this is happening, the
yeah,
elves break through the barrier.
yeah,
So we have
yeah.
to run. This is Jeff's like flashing neon
Yeah.
sign, like
Flashing
fucking
neon sign.
run. So we're like, okay, we get it.
Yeah,
Later, Inquisitor, and
yeah,
we run. We actually see some horses on the way too, so we pick
yeah,
those up.
yeah.
And then we take the 2-day ride to Fort Harland, which is the
Yes.
closest.
Yeah, which is the closest. It's basically a fort garrisoned by the Royal Legion. And we see people like refugees fleeing the city, basically after once we're near to the fort, and they're basically denying entrance to anybody in the fort because it's a military thing. So there's like the peasants are all gathered outside and like they're camping. Evander knocks on the door and was like, "Hey, let us in."
Yeah.
And he looks at Devril. And is like, do your thing. So Devril asks for access into the fort. Says he's the adjudicator. They're like, that what like no, and he's like, well, we have news of Woodside of the attack on Woodside, and they're like, all right, come in, and I'm like, okay, sweet.
And then there's some peasants behind us that are like, "Oh, we can go in too," and they're like, "No,
No, no,
VIP only." And the
stay
peasants
out
are like,
there.
"Oh."
Yeah, just stay out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're Devril offers information in exchange for food and supplies. He's like, hey, I can give you the report, but let my friends and my companions like rest up because we were literally riding all night. So they give you like the cafeteria and whatnot. Grab some food. Nurhaz is eating away. And Devril gives a report to the captain, basically tells him all of that jazz, tells him about the elf, leaves out that they were imprisoned by an inquisitor, and the inquisitor is probably coming after
Probably
them. Yeah,
probably a good idea.
we just left that out. The steward there after the port, and they give us some supplies, they give some rations, or whatever they can spare. They Nurhaz works in fixing our equipment because, especially Devril, his chest plate was still caved in, really damaged from the werewolf. Like, two sessions ago. But the steward says that they can't host us, so we'll have to leave. And we're like, no, your hospitality is good enough. Thank you so much. We're leaving because just in case the Inquisitor yeah, no, we're not staying. So as we're exiting the fort, oh, that's it. Legate Haroldson is the commander of the fort. And as the Porcules, I can never pronounce
Porculus.
Porculus. I see. I can never. I don't.
We know what the word is.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah. You know that thing as it's going down. He turns back to the party and says, "Oh, the elf that is named Alan Fanfar."
Whoa. Butcher. It was Alan Earth Fanfar.
See,
Earth,
I can't even read. I can't even read my I can't even read my part. I was like, what was that? And he said it, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, sure.
Scribbles.
Yeah, scribbles.
Or the Nemesis, simply put.
Yes.
Or the nickname the Nemesis. We'll just call him that. Yes. It's like Astria.
Earth Vanfar. Yeah. Astria,
like the long dragon
Elford,
name. We only call them.
Yeah. That's just whatever. Yeah. So we have the name of the big bad. And that was our first. So we're still heading north, but we want to put a bit of distance. We're heading to, what's the city name where the girl that
oh, Sarmoth?
Yeah, Sarmoth. There you go, Lady Sarmoth. Yeah. So we're heading to Sarmoth. Right, yeah. There may be a city or town in between the fort and Sarmoth, but it's not on the map, so there may or may not be, or it might just be a straight shot for us. But we won't know. We'll find out tomorrow when we meet. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, do tune in. We're aiming for
a regular startup. I think.
Yeah, regular like 7:30, maybe 8 if we dick around for.
We will.
We usually do.
So
tune in. We'll probably go live at 7 and then start playing around 8. And that's tomorrow.
Yeah. And hopefully, I want to say that we're like both me and you and the group. We're back. It's summer. Shit happens. We got stuff's did, but hopefully the closer we get into fall, schedules and stuff start lining back up, and we'll be back. So every Sunday, Sunday Night RPG, and every Thursday, recap with Captain Legs and I. And yeah.
Most every Thursday. If not Thursday, then things like this happen.
things like this. To be fair, we are just getting back to it. Anyway, guys, that's it from us. Thank you so much for joining us so early in the morning. Shouts out to
it's not that early. Come on.
Oh, well, we started at I guess we started at 10, not 9:30.
We started at a decent okay time in the morning.
Yeah.
It does still count as morning because it's before the breakfast cutoff at Tim Hortons.
Yeah. Oh, because that's where we set our clocks to, right? Like that's
yeah. If you can make it to Timmy's for breakfast, then it's still morning.
Shout out to the potato, by the way, for the follow during that. I just wanted to expedite because you got filming to do. And so, with that being said, thank you guys so much. We will see you wonderful people tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or GMT -8 for smart people.
Oh, for smart people.
Hey, to be fair, I didn't know about GMT, or I didn't start using GMT until earlier this year.
Oh, really?
Literally took me 22.5 years to start using GMT.
Well, congratulations on your GMT.